Good morning, everyone. What's up? Friday, August 27th. Michael's in the house. What's up, Michael? Joseph. Who we got? JF. What's up? Says, are we ready for battle today? Um, Dan's in here early. What's up, Dan? Good morning. Sir Lucky Charms, ready for another day. 6-8 Spindrift. What's up? Pablo. Man, so Pablo hit me up last night. I'll tell a little. He goes, man, I think SPRT is gonna roll today. I really do. I think it's gonna take off, and that's why I got it pulled up down here. If you look at this, it was trading as low as 14, and I know a couple people called it out in the chat yesterday and the day before, but today in pre-market, wow, closed the day at 1970 yesterday. It's at 38 right now. Um, This is a squeeze play that I know has been going on for a while. Um, it was trading at $4 back in June, and I know a lot of people have been telling me about it. I never got into it, never did nothing with it. But if anybody's in there, I'm happy for you. People making a lot of money right now. Webistics, what's up? Good morning, Pete. Let's see here. KLS says, good morning. Let's make it a green day. Scotty Z shots. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Scotty Z's coming today. Let's see here. Josh says, wakey, wakey, time for school. Tim, I look at SPRT and imagine the excitement when Clove gets there. Yeah, I mean, we're going to have our day too. We absolutely will. But and I know that, like I said, I know there's been people in there that have been holding for a long time, and it looks like it's paying off right now, and who knows how high that thing's gonna go. I don't know much about it at all. Let's see, Tar Heel Blues in the house. What's up, JJ? Good morning, Fluffer. What's up, Eric? Jason. Good morning, Joseph. What's up? He said Clove changed their symbol to SPRT. Insane. Ego, good morning. JJ says, Coach, I keep hearing the term max pain. What exactly does it mean? So, yeah, we talk about it on here all the time too. So basically, max pain is the number on the option chain. Like right now, it's 8, but it's the number on the option chain where calls, and calls. We always talk about when calls outweigh puts, and then when puts outweigh calls, right? But it's that kind of that number where it meets. And the reason it's called max pain is if the stock closes there on the week, then that's where the majority of the calls will expire worthless, and the majority of the puts will expire worthless. And that's what the market maker wants. So they usually try to pin a stock to that max pain number. So if you look, this is this week's option chain, for instance, for Clove. And over here on the left, you have way more calls than you have puts until you get to, where we at? The $8 strike. At that point, it starts to even out. Now there's 8,400 calls versus 8,800 puts. And it isn't until the 850 strike where, calls start to outweigh puts. So a market maker is going to want to keep the price right in between here, between 801 and 849. And that way, all of this expires worthless and all of this expires worthless. I hope that makes sense. And if we look at today's option chain, just to see what kind of update maybe there was yesterday, it looks like, yeah, a ton more. I think 850 strike yesterday we saw 16,000, so we maybe lost like 500 calls here. But it still looks like this is starting to load up a little bit more. Again, these expire today though, so while they're dirt cheap, they're also highly unlikely to happen. So, Peter, good morning. Cuckoo Bird, what's up? TW, Narayan Says good morning all. 7-leaf clover. JJ says max paying for the holders of the options. I was thinking of it about the stock price. Yeah, so every time there's an options expiration, that's which is basically every Friday now for Clove. A lot of stocks only do monthlies. Some stocks only do quarterlies, but like with Clove, after the big run up in June, they switched to weeklies. And so now there's basically an options expiration every single Friday. And every single Friday, at least since June, they've been able to pin the stock to that max paying number. And it's been pretty consistent now, around between 8 and 850 every week. Holiday option, what's up? Thanks for coming in. Says, let's go Clove. Let me see here. I'm just taking a look around. I updated the the Fintel report, see if there was any new buys or anything coming in last night on Clove. Looks like iShares U.S. healthcare provider yesterday, 245,000, and then Y Intercept Hong Kong Ltd. Got rid of their position, but that's about it. Small increase here from iShares Core S&P. So it looks like, and we've been seeing a lot of those, right? Like the S&P Healthcare. I think we saw a couple other ones as well. Some ETFs that look like they're maybe rebalancing and adding. So, and that could all have to do, I would imagine, because we're coming up to this triple witching date. Like if they're rebalancing their funds and everything, they're trying to get it done ahead of time. Div by Zero says, hey, coach, there are stocks that I want to invest more in. However, they have risen a bit since initial investment. Doing so raises your average price, makes me hesitant. Your thoughts on this? Well, I think the key word there you said was invest, right? So if you're not trading the stock and it's like a long-term investment that you're just looking to hold on to and not necessarily swing trade, then for sure, I think it really just comes down to your price target. So, if I'm looking at a stock like, let's say, Clove, and I bought in at 10, and, my long-term price target on it is 120, by, 2 years from now or something, whatever it may be. If that stock's trading for 20, yeah, you're up huge on it. But if you're planning on holding it into triple digits, who cares if you add on more at 20? But I have a similar investment or more of a swing trade that I'm doing with DraftKings right now. And it's like I bought some at, I think, like 48, maybe 46, around there. And then it went up and shot up to, I think, like 60 the other day. And my price target's somewhere around 80 on it. So for me, because that price target's so soon, and because I'm like, I guess holding to, I'm only planning on holding short term, like more of a trade till February. I'm going to wait for a little bit of a pullback, maybe try to get some more in at 55 to give me more room for growth. But even then, using that same analogy, like if I'm expecting still a $20 gain, why not? Right? I mean, if I can acquire more shares even right now at 58 or 60 or even 65 for that matter, and it's an investment, might as well just add on if you feel good about the stock and you feel like it's going to go up to 80, 90, somewhere like that. You just know that you're going to be holding it a little longer. SPRT is still ripping. When we signed on, I want to say it was at 40, like right here, and this thing is still moving. Wow. Up almost 100%, more than 100% in pre-market. Let's see here. JJ says basically like a bookie, evening out bets on each side. Yep, pretty much. That's what they're looking for that max pain is, where can they get it to where, you know, everybody loses just because that's where they're going to make the most money, right? I mean, they never really lose money, in a typical week anyways. Like let's say the price finishes the day at 10. Um, they're not going to lose because they're going to hedge the stock on the way up to 10 and make sure that, their cost basis on those stocks is $10 so that if someone exercises, they can still make money off the sale of shares to them. So on the way up to 10, they'll be accumulating enough shares to cover the $10 strike. So the market makers are never really going to lose money, but if they can get it to the max pain level, that's when they can collect the most, right? Because now everybody's options are worthless and they just get all that premium. Big Nate says, happy damn Friday. Do you think hedge funds are running iron condors and iron butterflies? I would say, something along those lines. Like, I mean, basically, I think that, when we're trading sideways, they're figuring out ways to trade to profit off the sideways trading. And when we're dropping, they're probably making a ton of money on the way down. Obviously, if they've been shorting stock and buying puts. And I think that when we, reverse the ship and things start going up, I think they're just, they're loading up on the bottom and making money on the way up. Like that's what they do. A lot of these guys, if you look, they already have both calls and puts, and so you can't really see what their actual positions are. But absolutely, I mean, I think they're playing every single side they can, and they know, if the stock's going to be trading sideways, they're going to profit off that sideways movement. Kamal, what's up? Good morning. Div by Zero says SPRT has been the very best stock I have ever invested in. I got in at 405. Afraid to hold it much longer. Yeah. I mean, this by no means this isn't financial advice, but at all. But and I mean that. Just out of experience, right? Who knows? And I haven't done any research on SPRT, but there's always that. You never know what's gonna happen. Like I watched GameStop move from $3 up to 10, up to 20, up to 30. And that's when after everything I had read about it, I'm like, holy shit, this thing's going higher. And that's when I bought in. You know what I mean? And then from there, I mean, it ripped upwards to, everybody knows, like 480 or something, right? So I don't know what's going on with it. Obviously, there's so much more that goes into a squeeze, float size, short interest, everything else. But why this thing does look like it's squeezing. But and I'm not saying again to buy into this thing right now because I don't know anything. It could open up and drop, back down to $4 for all I know. I have no clue. I do know that the option chain, it looks like they extended the option chain for today out to 39 based off yesterday's close. Because yesterday it closed at 19, so they basically added another $20, and that's already burned through in pre-market. So this absolutely, to me, looks like, yeah. So I gotta be honest, it's giving me some GameStop type vibes. That's crazy. Does anyone know how big their float is? I know me and Pablo were texting about it last night, and then I fell asleep, and he was wondering the same thing. Huh. H. Alexander, what's up? Good morning. Hey, goes. He's in the TMB. Typical morning bullshit. I love it. Um, Scotty, what's up, man? I'm uh I'm tired this morning. I can't wait for you to wake me up. Scotty's coming on later on, kind of kick us off for the Good Friday. Get everybody fired up. I can't wait. I look forward to it every Friday now. I can't lie. Um, Ruben GME squeezing. GME, where we at? Close to 205. I think GME is squeezing, but I wouldn't say right this second. Um 960 is the goal today. We need a whale to splash. All right. I like it. I like it. Let's see. I'd love to see us get above 9 today. Holding a $14 call for SPRT. I'm selling today. Yeah. I mean, that thing's up huge. And the other thing about that too is IV, right? And that's actually the last video in the Chalk Talks that I've made that I haven't made yet. That's the one that I'm supposed to be making. It's been busy at work this week. But Vega, when you talk about the Greeks, like, and I'll look that up for you right now, Skip, and just so you guys can all maybe even see how Vega affects the contract price. But there's nothing in there. So everything hasn't updated yet, but so we can't actually see the numbers. Looks like none of the Greeks are showing anything right now. Maybe just because this thing's going so wild, but typically, when the IV is as high as, and I'm sure it's going to open up even higher this morning, and like, it's at 300% right now. It's probably going to jump up to 800% the way the stock is moving, and your call contracts are going to be worth way more when this IV shoots through the roof today than they're going to be if you exercise them, because you're getting a ton of extra, increase in Vega. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe even your contract doubles right now, not just based off price, but the time premium on it doubles this morning. So yeah, I think selling that thing, trying to time the top, obviously, or as close to it as you can. But yeah, I always, when IV gets insane like that, you definitely. I mean, that's when you're going to make the most money off your contract premium. I mean, obviously, if the underlying stock keeps going up, there's still money to be made there. But today, I would imagine the IV on that thing is going to be insane, gapping up 100 or more than 100%. Crypto Cello, what's up? What's up, close family? Pablo says the float is 9 to 13 million. Yeah, that is a insanely small float, and especially when you look at, just think about like Clove, right? We talk about Clove's open interest on the option chain and just having like 1,000 calls outweighing puts. I mean, they got 11,000 here versus 276. 11,000 versus 4,000. And that's for a float that's almost 10 times smaller. I mean, even if that float is, let's just say 10 million as a nice square number, I see more than 10 million shares right here in the September calls. And then you go out here, that's probably, maybe 5 million shares. I'm just off the top of my head trying to do quick math. But you start putting that all in there, there's not even enough shares in the float to supply the option chain right now. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Like I said, I'm happy for anyone who's been in that stock and making a lot of money right now, because they definitely are, especially if you've been in since $4. Let's see. When is what's happening with SPRT going to happen to Clove? Um, I mean, obviously, I don't have the crystal ball. If I did, I'd be in on SPRT and then rolling everything in the club. But man, I know what you mean, Scotty. It's kind of like you see it happening to other stocks, but we'll have our day. I mean, I'm sure people that have been holding SPRT for a while, and like I said, because there's even been people commenting on my videos in the past, like, you need to cover SPRT, and I'm talking this was months ago when it was trading at $4, and and at the time they're probably looking at Clove going up, and and looking at everything else going up, and thinking, when's it going to be our turn? And so, um, it just we just got to be patient, man. But I think it's coming soon. I really do. I still think there's something to that September 9th date. I think all these stocks are going to pop before then, and maybe it could be that SPRT is just moving first. Um, because I think it just has something to do with like overshorted stocks. And as we move up to, these specific dates, whether it has to do with rollovers or triple witching or whatever it has to do, whatever it is around these dates, it seems like all the highly shorted stocks start popping and squeezing. This would be the third time now. SPRT, highly shorted stock, it's starting to squeeze now, leading up to the September 9th date. We already saw some big pops out of GameStop. GameStop and AMC went on 30% days. Clove had the 10% day, but I think when you look on the weekly view, because we had been climbing up anyways, like we had some significant gains, from Friday, Monday, and Tuesday. Gave a lot of that back now, but I still think that we're going to get our turn here shortly. I think GameStop and AMC are too. But man, this SPRT stock is moving. Big Nate, when Clove does this, I'll poop my pants. Yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. Coach, I think one of the things fueling SPRT is that they have an SEC filing with their proposed buyout for the company. Kind of reminds me of what happened to Torch. Yeah, Torch. I remember. So Torch went on that big run too, and then I do also, if my memory serves correctly. Oh, you can't even pull it up anymore. Um, I just remember MMAT being like, there being a lot of talk about MMAT at the time. Yeah, and it looked like it climbed up, and then all of a sudden it just dropped. It's crazy when you get these stocks that move. I mean, I feel like they all look very similar to the January, on the daily charts, like the January GameStop run up. It's just like, you have this gap, it goes back down, it fills, and then um, but yeah, I remember MMAT. That's who Torch went with 21, and it fell down to 346. But that's coming off a low of 42 cents. I would imagine something's probably going to end up coming out there too, just because it fell so much. Um, just seems like that's the way things have been going. There's always trends, and with like these squeeze plays, it seems like the trend is, on a at least right now, the pattern is, they're on 3 month cycles. Um, Hago says coach is pounding that coffee today. Yeah, I woke up tired today. Um, I went to a car show last night. They had a car show here in our town. I went and checked it out. Um, a lot of fun. Seen a lot of people I haven't seen in a while. Um, didn't get home too late. I went to bed at a normal time, but yeah, I woke up drained this morning. Um, that's why I started a little late and trying to get as much coffee in as I can. Thanks for the videos on options. If it wasn't for that, I would have never bought my $14 call for SPRT. Yeah, and I mean I don't even know how much you bought it for, but if you're buying one call and you're able to throw a couple bucks at something and just to see if it pans out, and then it does, it feels good, right? Just and always take your profits. Always take profits, especially with options. You don't want to hold them too much longer, because now if I had shares, maybe it's one of those things where you can kind of scale out and still hold on, because you could sell shares in pre-market, right? But if all of a sudden tomorrow SPRT is doing the exact opposite of what you see here, and throughout the pre-market and after hours, it just starts falling, falling, falling. You can't do anything with that options contract, but pray that it goes back up before we open, because that'll end up being worthless when we open back up the next day, and you can't do anything about it in after hours. So that's why with options, when it's you get some nice gains, you know, you're taking a huge risk like holding it overnight. Um, but again, it all depends on what you think the stock is going to do, right? And I don't know much about this one, but I think if you're planning on selling today, that's probably a wise choice without knowing anything. 25 million float on SPRT. Does that help or hurt the squeeze? And then Dave right below is saying float is 9.3 million. But either way, lower float's going to help. Lower float's going to cause for more explosive moves, right? Like GameStop, I think when it first squeezed was around 70 million float, just to put it into perspective. So this one, if this one's at 9 million, it's 7 times smaller than GameStop, which means way more explosive move potential. Okay, I'm not saying it's going to go higher than GameStop or anything like that, but that means there's less shares out there to be bought, right? So that means that the volume's going to dry up even more. So if no one's selling and everyone's holding their shares, and all of a sudden when this thing opens up today, market makers have to hedge the option chain. You have maybe some people who are short the stock that need to now all of a sudden get out. That buying pressure is going to create even more violent movement because of the small float size. Low floats are usually like you find like some penny stocks with low floats. Those things are the ones that go up 300, 400% in a day, and get shot, manipulated to hell because of that. So anyway, let's say some of you guys are saying 25 million, Dave's saying 9, someone else said 10. So somewhere in that ballpark, right? But then that in relation to GameStop was 70 million, back in January. I think they're at 90 million now. But Clove on the first run up, in June, I think our float was about double GameStop's, so somewhere around like 140 million. AMC's float is about 500 million. And what the difference in that float size too, what it's bringing into play is how much buying pressure it's going to take to move a stock, right? More shares available means more shares that need to be bought up and bought higher. Less shares means less buying pressure to move the stock. So, can you imagine if the people who are buying up the 500 million shares in AMC all piled into a stock that only has a 10 million float, 50 times less? That'd be insane. Oh, Skip says he's got an October expiration. Yeah, you got hella time, man. You really do. I mean, that being said, I'll tell you one thing too. It's going to be worth a whole lot more than what it was when you went to bed last night. I think you said it was the $14 strike. So let's just try to figure this out. I'll see if I can tell you. So when we closed yesterday, it was $19.70. You add $8 to that. That's $22. So you were getting $1.30, $2.30 in time premium, right? Everything else was intrinsic value, but $2.30 in time premium. So now today with it, let's say it opens up at 50, just for a nice round number, you're going to get, that's 30 extra dollars. So this contract is going to be worth at the very minimum 38. Okay. But that $2 in time premium, my assumption is with IV spiking and everything, IV on this is probably going to end up at some point today really fast, jumping up to like maybe 500, 600%, maybe even 1,000%. And you're going to see that extra $2.30 in time premium all of a sudden, be giving you maybe $10 in time premium. So now when you're looking at your contract price, again, this is all, maybe assumption, but $38 plus an extra maybe 10 or 12. This might be a $60 contract this morning. Yeah, I'm happy for you, man. That's a nice win right there. Looks like AMC starting to pop up after hitting a low at 39.40. Just broke through 40 and VWAP. And SPRT looks like it's maybe looking to, it's kind of touched down here about 3 times now. I would imagine it's going to start climbing here. I like seeing the options when stocks go crazy to see what could have been made. Yeah. I mean, it is crazy to see. Like, I'm interested to see what they do here, even just with the option chain, right? And this is something we talked about recently, like with Clove. So, and how the option chain. So you see, yesterday this option chain closed at 30. They came in with the big plan of extending it to 19 or 39. Because the stock closed at basically 20, so they doubled it. Market makers want to be in the middle to get back to that casino reference. But they did not. I mean, the stock was trading down here when they made the decision to bring it out to 39. So now tomorrow morning or Monday morning, you're going to see the option chain on this stock extend all the way out to probably $100, assuming it closes around 50. If it closes higher than that, but you're going to see it go even higher. And what does have the potential to kill the momentum in this stock is if nobody buys up these options and only buy way out there at the end at like the $100 strike, because then it loses that fuel and then it gains incentive for a max pain number for them to come down and say, okay, let's pin this stock now back down to 30 to close out the day. Because no one loaded up those 31 to 40s, and it gives them like a striking point on where they could pin it and kind of cut off the fuel getting dumped on the fire. Shares outstanding 24 million. Float is 9.3 million. Being new to the option game, I'd like to cash out and buy more Clove. That is the way. I mean, that's basically what I've been doing with any of these option plays that I've been playing on the side is make some profit, keep the dry powder, and then roll the profits back into, Clove or start building a long term position, in something else or whatever it may be. Clove wouldn't pull SPRT when AMC has bigger bull case. Their market cap is about 23 billion. So if we match that, we could be at $64. But there's a lot more bulls in AMC. Yeah, I mean, AMC definitely has the retail bulls, right? But I mean, I think we have the whales and the institutional bulls. And we've been seeing a ton of those coming in and buying up. So, and a much smaller float. Holiday option, coach. Could you explain the textbook definition of what a squeeze is? I don't even know if I know the textbook definition, but essentially, the way I like to look at it is like this: like at least a short squeeze. Just think about you going long on a stock, right? So if you buy into SPRT today and you buy it at $50, you're going to have two things are going to happen. One, you're going to set maybe a stop loss on this stock so that you don't get killed. Like, okay, I bought in at 50, but if it hits 45, I'm selling. And now you have this stop loss in. Damn, it's running right now too as we're talking about it. But then at the same time, if you're trading on margin and you bought it with margin, that means you're also paying like, a fee to borrow the stocks. And on top of that, you are, if it goes down and it starts losing value, let's say you're trading on 5 times margin. So now you bought those, 50, you have the shares at $50 a piece. Let's just call it 100 of them to make it a nice even number. So that's $5,000, right? But you're doing 5 times margin, so you bought 500 of them, but you only have $5,000. But now you're holding $25,000 worth of stock. So now as the stock decreases, let's say from $50 to $49 to $48, that's a $2 drop. Should have only been $200 in loss for you, but because you're using 5 times margin, it's $1,000 loss. Well, now if you want to hold your position, you need to come up with $1,000 or sell it, or sometimes the brokers may sell it for you. So anyways, going back to the stop loss analogy, and the same type of thing is you may either get forced to sell out of your position by your broker, or your stop loss may trigger that gets you out because the stock is dropping. So now look at a short squeeze in the exact same way. So if you're short the stock and the stock's going up and the stock's going up, you may have a stop loss, like a certain pain barrier that you set that's like, if this stock hits this much and we get under this much, we're cutting our losses. Some people trade like that, institutions for sure. Or it may be where you're going to keep shorting until the price gets to that, that point to where, because a lot of these guys are trading on 10 times leverage, maybe even higher than that, to where it becomes where the losses become too much and they don't want to shell out more money to maintain the position, and they just got to let go of it. But either way, in both those scenarios, they now have to buy back, right? So a short squeeze, buying pressure makes it go up. On a stop loss scenario or a stock that's tanking, it's, the downward pressure, the stop losses make it continue to go lower. I hope that makes sense. I just kind of did that off the top of my head. There you go. Good advice. People often get the only if I held longer syndrome. When I close out a position, I look forward, not back. Josh says it's closed at the top left. Yeah, this is Clove right now. I'm glad you asked. This is Clove. This is GameStop. This is SPRT, and this is AMC. Cuckoo Bird, what's up? Thank you for the super sticker. I really appreciate it. And I've been looking at some new streaming software. I keep saying it, and the new software does show the super stickers up here, or any sort of emojis, because these ones don't show up. But man, I really do appreciate it. It says pair character looking at himself in the mirror saying thanks for being here. I know exactly what emoji you're talking about, but if for some reason it just describes them on here. But thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Let me get. I tagged where I was at, and I'm gonna have to blow through some of these ones in the chat, guys. And if I pass up a question that you asked, I'm sorry. Faith, what's up? Good morning. Octaviano, what's up, man? I saw your. I've been following, your Twitter and seeing that project you're doing, man. And I saw you just finished yesterday. That was dope. That was awesome, man. Kamal says, did you get a chance to go through Ortex? I did not look at Ortex yet. Let's take a look at it. So yesterday we finished off with 61.59 shares on loan. Started the day at 63 million. Okay, so a little bit of shares were given back yesterday. It looks like today 80,000 borrowed. Not much difference so far. Utilization still at 99. Cost to borrow up again. On average 5.4. So I mean, things are shaping up the same way they were back in in June. It's the same setup. It's the same thing. Utilization's up, cost to borrow's up. The main thing that I noticed different was now we have more shares available apparently. So previous high was 61. New high that we've seen so far was the 63 yesterday. So um, let's see. Oh, Scott, Skip, I know all we've been talking about is this contract you bought, but I'm so happy for you. You get in for $100, and I'm telling you, it should be at the very minimum probably like 6 or 7 grand. When we open up right now, I'm gonna check. I'm gonna be following it myself, just to see where you're at. But that's what I'm thinking at least. Just doing some quick math. Big Nate says, Coach, check that safe moon balance. Ooh, I don't even remember what is. Oh, it's Trust Wallet, huh? I know I told you guys, I mentioned it before. I have some that I bought. A friend told me to grab some a while back. I never even looked. So it looks like it's around the same right now, but you're saying tomorrow it might take off. All right. Hey, that'd be huge. If it did, I'll probably, if I could make a decent profit off it, I'll jump out for sure. Maybe try to roll that money into you know, into XRP. That's one that I'm big on right now, or just pull it out and try to get it back in the stock market or whatever. But I'll be keeping an eye on it now. I'll make sure to keep that app up. Um, Zeke for Bleak. Good morning. Shadrico Suave. Let's see. Let's see. Lisa's in the house. Good morning. William Morton. What's up? Um, Bud123. I sold all my SPRT yesterday. Got 100% gain. Now I regret it. Seeing SPRT more than double in pre-market. What exit strategy do you use? I don't know. I'm no. I mean, I feel like I held GameStop way too long, but I also held it long enough to make some money off of it. So um, I really don't know. Everybody's talked about it on here, what their strategies are, and I think, you know, to me, what makes the most sense is maybe putting enough in your pocket on the way up, so that you're riding with like kind of like free money, right? So that's the one that seems to make the most sense to me. It's like whatever that number may be. If you could, sell 5%, sell 5%, sell 5%, and then by that time you've chunked off 15% or 20% of your initial investment, but that's covered your initial investment, right? So you sell 20% of the shares, and that gets to cover what you put into the stock, or at least make you more comfortable to where, you're not going to lose. And then let some more ride, and then take a little bit more off, let some more ride, take a little bit more off. And then if you don't time the top, because no one's ever going to time the top, but if it starts falling back down, now you could cut and you have way more profit because you've already taken a bunch of gains. I mean, that maybe that's the strategy. At least it sounds good while I'm talking about it. But even myself, like greed sucks. And I think that's the biggest thing that most people battle. I know me and Dave talked about this on the phone that one time. And Dave, we got to talk again, man. I got to find some time, man. Now that I'm back at work, but we talked a couple times, and one thing we talked about was fear and greed, and how most people struggle with either one, either fear of missing out or holding a position too long and being too greedy. And that's what I struggle with, is greed. I overhold positions, um, thinking that what if it's gonna go higher, and that So I think maybe the smartest exit strategy is just, especially for me, if I'm gonna be greedy and I'm gonna hold for too damn long, um, at least get my initial investment out. And if I can get my initial investment out, if I hold too long, at least I'm guaranteed something, no matter what I sell it for, some sort of profit, right? Um, but to each their own, and everybody's strategy is a little bit different. I know some people that trade and would be perfectly happy with your 100% gain yesterday. I mean, Ago just said that a second ago. Like, shit, I would have sold it and just never looked back. And it is what it is, and it's done. I made 100% profit. 100% profit in the stock market is insane. So if you made 100% gain yesterday, um, you know, that's awesome. And yeah, you might have missed out on something today, but it is what it is. You don't look back, because that's when you get the FOMO. And then look, it's down to 41.50 right now, after being at 55. And that is a huge gap to fill. I don't know that it's going to come down and fill all the way down here today, but who knows? Might be a good entry point for, if someone was wanting to get in. Dave says we should all watch SPRT today to watch a squeeze live in person. I know I will be watching. Yeah, that's why I pulled it up this morning too. I know so many of you have been telling me about this play for so long, and I never got in. I never did the due diligence. I never did the research. But I hope you guys still got into it. But I'll be watching for sure. I'm very interested to see what happens here. Waffle Maker, what's up? Midwest Tom, good morning. Let's see here. Ecom's in the house. Co-creator, what's up, man? Good morning. Pete says selling is tougher than buying. Sell with no regrets. Pal talk today. Hopefully that was priced in yesterday. I'm sure there's going to be some knee-jerk reactions today. That every time that guy speaks, no matter what he says, you'll see some volatility. So something will pop today, or drop, or both. Michael says, "Where's the wine glass?" That is a great question. I know exactly what happened too. So we had a Zoom meeting for back to school night for my kids. And me and my wife were sitting right here doing the back to school night. I guarantee you, I didn't even notice. She probably moved it because she didn't want everyone to see it. Like during the back to school night thing. I guarantee you, that's the only thing, because it's sitting right here, right next to me right now. So it looks like it was intentionally moved off camera. I like how you caught that though, Michael. That's awesome. Let's see. Skip says, I'll PM you on Discord with the final result. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to catch up right now. Big Daddy Roro, what's up? Oh, looks like a co-creator joined. New member. Right on, co-creator, man. I appreciate it. And for anybody else, you know what? There was someone else who joined yesterday that I didn't even mention on the stream because I didn't see it until the stream was over. And that's the other reason I'm looking into some new streaming software too, because there is I don't know, different softwares that like alert you when stuff like that happens, and this one doesn't. And anyways, so co-creator, I appreciate it, man. I really appreciate the support. And anybody else who may be interested, I did this because a lot of people were asking, how could we, help support the channel, and Patreon, all this other stuff. And I'm just gonna be honest, I don't even know how that shit works. So, YouTube had the thing where you could make a membership on your channel. So I figured I'd throw that up there, and I really appreciate all the support from everybody. But I made it $5 a month, and if anyone's interested in doing it, one of the things that I am planning on doing is I know you get like your little logo in the chat and stuff like that shows that you're a member. Once I create a merchandise store, I'm going to give everybody a discount on all the merchandise and everything. And then I want to start doing like some streams where, maybe in the evening or something like that, where, we can talk stocks and all that. Anyone can come on and watch, but maybe during that stream, only members can be in the chat. And that way they could be the ones asking the questions, where we're talking about market strategies or trading strategies, and make it more, inclusive to just the, members only. type of deal. So that's something that I'm working on. And I did see right now, actually, shit, I thought it was just Mike that I missed. So yesterday, Mike and Christina joined. Thank you very much. And then, man, it looks like today, Ago, DJ TRADYTICS, and co-creators. So thank you guys. I appreciate it for real. I really appreciate the support. Um, and as I come up with other things that I can offer, I'll absolutely do it, because one of the things I feel weird about, and that's why I want to do those extra streams, and I am going to do it at least, if we can get into a once a week groove, that'd be awesome. But right now, maybe once every other week, and I'll try to pick a date here shortly. But I want to be able to offer something. I want to feel like, if you're doing this, you're getting something in return back from it. So let's see. Let's see. Ecom says folding on a juicy pot when you're ahead is never a bad thing. Yeah, just talking about taking profit some more, right? Oh, now it did pop up. Ago's a member too. I see it right there. Thank you guys, really. And DJ TRADYTICS just joined. Thank you. Let's see. Genetic Nate, what's up? Good morning. Hey, I love you guys too, man. I really do. I feel and Hago wants is the typical morning bullshit shirt. I'm doing it. I swear I'm gonna oh, Ross Lowe just joined too. Thank you, Ross Lowe. I appreciate it. But yeah, I'm absolutely planning on doing that thing. And I might just have to dedicate some time. I was talking to Joseph offline yesterday, because Joseph helped me with the mic, and he's been helping me kind of get set up with some other stuff. And um, I'm this weekend, I'm gonna try to dedicate as much time. It's just with football season and being back in school and everything else. I've been all over the place. I haven't even been making as many of my video updates. So I'm probably gonna stick to that like weekend update, at least for right now, until I get things in order and I'm able to get settled in at work and everything. But so that's the other reason I'm thinking the evening stream would be cool. And I am going to get that merch store up as soon as possible. And I think that's going to be the first one. Typical morning bullshit. Maybe that'll be a coffee mug too. I know I want a new coffee mug. Oh, Lisa too. Right on, Lisa. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Coach's team is blowing up. Let's see here. Typical morning bullshit, baby. Yeah, that's gonna be I might have to split the proceeds with co-creator on that. That was a good one. Let's see here. Pat says we stay above 842, the last line of support, phase D and Wyckoff, and I'm going ham tonight after hours. Nah, I think you're right though. I could see that. I could see that for sure. I think closing above 850 today, even 850, and we talked about this on I think on Monday or Tuesday. That even closing above 850 would be a big win, because we have not, been at this point to where we're closing above, putting all these calls in the money, just to see that we could break max pain. Maybe that's all we need, because that's all it takes is one time where we can break that number, and then we start trading above it. I mean, there's so many stocks out there. I had someone ask me the other day, well, shit, couldn't you just look up max pain for every stock and just every week, either short a stock or buy a stock, knowing that it's going to get to max pain on Friday? But it doesn't always work like that. Like, not, you could look up every single stock and look at the max pain, and they don't always get to max pain. Some stocks consistently trade above max pain every week. Some stocks always trade below it. So, it's just with Clove, we've been getting pinned there. So if we can break out of that and break free of that, I think we can start moving. Let's see here. Co-creator said, I'd never been a trendsetter, but I think I was this morning. Let's go. TMB. Might have to rename the show to Typical Morning Bull. Hey, I like it. I really do. Josh says anything above 8. I don't like it. When it was at 740, I was losing my mind. Yeah, I know you were too, because you were commenting in here every day, like, how much lower is it gonna go and where are we going to? But 8's been that level. We need to get away from 8 now. I'd love to be in the nines and talking about, you know, Max Payne's at 9 this week. You think they're gonna be able to pin us to Max Payne at 9? I'd love to be having those conversations after talking about $8 for so long. But um I still believe that we're looking for a pop here in the next couple weeks. I really do. Um, Green on a Friday morning, I'll take it. Yes, Scott's. I just seen your question. Is there a Max Payne tool that tells you what it is? So, um, MaximumPain.com seems to be the most accurate. And there it is right there, MaximumPain.com. So you just come up, type the stock in, it's free. And that one seems to be the most accurate and it's free. So I would say use that. I think it does it for every stock. Like if we wanted to check right now, I just want to see what it says. What SPRT's Max Payne was, $11. So see, you don't always get pinned at Max Payne. So SPRT is at $11. Just to see while we're on here. AMC's Max Payne is 39. And it does look like that is where they are trying to push this thing. It's at 40 right now. GameStop's Max Payne on the week is 182.50, and GameStop is currently trading at 207. So they're saying, go F yourself, hedge funds and market makers. GameStop is going to 350. That's what I want. That's what I'm waiting on. AL says still buying into Clove until it hits 15. Yeah, I mean, I started buying on the way back down prematurely at $17. I cashed out somewhere around 22 to 23. And then I started buying back in a little bit at 17, thinking, okay, we're gonna bottom out here. Continued to average down and buy down to like 8-ish. Where my average price is at 13. And I was just telling the other day, a friend of mine was asking me, like, you're still buying more at these prices and this and that. And I'm like, shit, anything under, like, my average cost, I would have bought at 16. For me, that'd be my number. Because even at 17 at the time, I felt like this is still a steal. This is still a buy. Because the stock's worth way more than that. But yeah, I mean, shit, if you continue to accumulate shares, anything under 15, even if you're buying on the way up, it's still, if you believe in the stock and you believe in, all the DD and everything else about the fundamentals of the stock, who cares? You just average up, average down, as long as your cost per share is lower than what you think the stock is going to get to, you should be fine. Ecom says, I actually really like that term, typical morning bullshit, with Coach B and his moderator, co-creator, the TMB Club. Co-creator says, I suggest everyone join and become a member because we already feel way cooler. Be one of the cool kids. Join us. Oh, shit. D-Worm joined. Right on, D-Worm. I appreciate it. Oh, man. D-Worm got in. So Kenneth Wallace says, how do I join? I barely learned how to chat while on your phone. So I don't know how to do it on a phone. But I believe you go over to, when you're on the homepage of, let me see. So when you're like on the homepage, and this probably looks different because it's my, there's this join button now. Yeah, obviously yours doesn't say customize and manage videos, so it's probably a bad. Yeah, I'll just give Tar Heel a plug. Hold on, because he's got a join button on his too. Let me pull it up. That way we could see what it looks like on someone else's page. So when you go on someone else's page, There we go. When you go on someone else's page there, you could see, the subscribe button right next to it should be the join button right there. And I just realized I got to join Tar Heels channel. So I'm gonna do that when we sign off too. Um, let's see. AL says lucky for me, my average is 916. Yeah, so I mean, if you got a 916 average, and right now you're averaging down, but shit, who cares if you average up to 10? I mean, because if you think the price is going to go to 20, 30, 40, 50, all you're doing is setting yourself up for bigger gains. I wouldn't focus too much on, is my average 916 or 976 or, um, let's see. Low Work says morning all sub coach. Let's get it today. All the cool kids are joining the member club. Feels like high school peer pressure. Well, I am back at work now, so Pat says I've been straight up numb to the unrealized losses at this point. The pain of a paper handing out prematurely greatly outweighs the temporary discomfort. Yeah, no, and I feel the same way too. It's like I believe in the stock, and if especially I really believe we're right around the corner from at least seeing some sort of movement. I know Al Trades was saying more like October, November is when he thinks we're going to see the big pop. I kind of feel like there's something going on with the September 9th date that maybe we could see it then. But either way, whether you hold it for, whether you see your pop in 2 weeks or in 2 months, yeah, I mean, the losses are only showing up as losses until, they're only losses if you sell them, right? If you have shares and you hold them, and next thing you know, they pop up to, 40, $50. Now you're looking at a much bigger gain. And I'm just using 40, $50 as a reference point. I still think this thing has the potential after it blows out the option chain to potentially go on a bigger short squeeze. So I don't think anybody knows how high we're going to go. Is Twitter down for anyone else, or is it just me? SRT says it's next to the subscribe button. Should be joined. Oh, another damn co-creator did start a little trend this morning. Right on. So Big C, thank you. I appreciate it. Another new member. Really, you guys are. This is amazing. Because I set it up that day. The membership thing, and I'm like, okay, cool. Let's see what's up. And I wasn't expecting this at all, but I really, really do appreciate it, guys. Thank you. I'm just trying to catch up. Big Nate, new member. Right on, Big Nate. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I really got to get the thing on here too, just so I can see it. Cause like, I wish I could pull this over and you guys can actually see what I see. But like my chat screen is a little bit different than what it looks like on YouTube just because of the software I'm using. But I think I'm this weekend I'm going to switch up my stream software because it comes with a lot of cool features and some other cool stuff that I think you guys will like, just to kind of spice up the stream a little bit. Kent Lynn says such good morning and such low volume yesterday. Yeah, it looks like we got some lower volume. I don't want to say low, but lower volume this morning as well. We're only at 200,000 right now, but all that stuff could change. Free drink from Coach. TMB Squad. I like that. I might have to change the name of the group to the TMB Squad. Lisa confesses, I sold a Buffett stock yesterday, Verizon. I only long-term hold stocks producing 25% and up. And it's all about the numbers. Yeah. No, that's kind of what I was talking about too, with like, when you talk about DraftKings and if you want to add on and all that kind of stuff, it's like, one, I wouldn't be in a long-term, trade if I didn't think I was going to gain more than like, 30, 40% in the short term or bigger than that. Or I mean, I'll do 30%, 40% for like a long-term hold, something that I'm investing in. But for a short term play, I want to see. It all depends on the play and everything. And I think when you decide to add on to something, I wouldn't add on to something that wasn't going to produce that big of gains. We got to get Lisa on the show one day. I swear, she's. I want to get some investment advice from Lisa. Coach, my $100 day was October 21st. Get my shares ready. Yeah. Oh yeah, we got to look at that. So I'm glad you brought that up, Skip, because I do have some shares that I bought, and I think when I bought them, it was low. We were at I think $9 or something like that when I bought them that day. But I did buy. I made a video a while back, and I haven't even gone back and looked at the video yet. I just figured when it's time, I'm gonna I could tell who commented, and everybody had to comment by whatever that date was. I think August 1st, so like 26 days ago. That was like the cutoff. And if anyone left the right date that they thought we would get to $100 on that video, I said I'd give them 100 shares. And I did buy those 100 shares. Was it 100 or 50 shares? I forget what it was. Well, I have to go back and watch the video myself, but because it's been a while. I think I made that video in like early July. Um, but anyways, go back and look, and if someone picks the right date, shit, I'll transfer them to them. I was trying to have fun and trying to get people to go into the Clove subreddit and try to get it going. I wanted to do like a daily. My initial intention was to do like a daily update and kind of get in the Clove subreddit and follow and like cross it off and do all this stuff. But I kind of talked with the mods after the fact, and it was like they didn't want to be not affiliated, but they didn't want to get in trouble because of the relationship they have with Clove and with the company, and I absolutely see that side of it. And they're like, we don't want to have any sort of. So they're like, hey, do you do it? That's fine. We support you. Thank you for trying to help people get in the sub, but we'd rather you not like run it on the sub like a contest. And I get that part of it. I just wasn't thinking when I did it, but I'm still good for it. I got the video up, and the day we hit 100, I'll gladly transfer those shares. I hope you get it, Skip. What's up? Skip just joined too. Right on, Skip. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, Big C says love your show. SPRT is up 100% pre-market. Yeah, so we got SPRT right here. I threw it up here today because I know a lot of you guys have been trading it. Hopefully you guys made some money off it. Co-creator says yes. Lisa as a guest, please. Oh shit, you know what? I almost forgot. Ego says you could just send them over, coach. I feel good about my date. Hey, so today Scotty is coming on, and I was supposed to text Scotty. Scotty, if you're listening, whenever you're ready, man. I'm gonna text him real quick too, just in case he doesn't have it on. But yeah, Scotty's gonna come in and come join us this morning. The Waffle Maker says, "Do you ever play Minesweeper on Thinkorswim?" Nah, I know it's on there though. Where's it? Let me see. I know it's one of the widgets. I can't find it right now, but I know it's right in here. They got. I think there's Tetris in here too. But nah, I haven't done it. I got too much other stuff going on, and I have like another screen open where I'm trying to do schoolwork or something else. So I've never gone in there, but I know they have some video games you could play like Minesweeper and Tetris and some other stuff, which is pretty cool. Um, what's Clove's pre-market volume is 220,000 currently. Um, Joseph with the super sticker. Right on, Joseph. That shit, that's got to be like for I think every day this week now. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. I really do. Little plus on the bottom left in gadgets. Oh, I gotta open up this. That's why. There we go. That I forgot I didn't have this. Usually I have this minimized unless I want to see the news real quick. Then I'll pull it over. But yeah, I'll show everybody what we're talking about here. So you can actually sit here, while you're trading and play Tetris and they got Minesweeper. They got all kinds of stuff that you can just kind of do while you're sitting here watching stocks. They got a bunch of little gadgets you could throw on. Pretty cool. I love this software. I really do. I recommend it to anybody. Let's see here. Oh, looks like Scotty's coming in. Real quick before I get Scotty on, something that I don't want to forget about to talk about tomorrow, or I guess on Monday, is I had a student approach me who was looking into stocks, and we started talking stocks. I know you guys always ask me, so a story I wanted to tell, but we'll get to that on Monday. Let me pull this up before I get Scotty on here so we can get it all set up. And here we go, man. It's Friday. This is what I look forward to every Friday, is getting on here and getting Scotty to come on with us, get us fired up. Let me see if I can get him on here real quick. Scotty, what's up? Can you hear us?
What's up? Good morning to you. Good morning to everybody.
What's going on, bro?
Oh, it's all good in the hood here. Why do I look so dark? I guess I need some more light up in my joint here.
I was gonna ask.
How you making out this morning, Coach?
What's up?
How you making out this morning?
Pretty good, man. I woke up late, bro. I woke up really late. Not late, but I mean, like usually I get up at 4, and that's why I started streaming at 5. Well, I mean, today I think I woke up at 5 a.m. and I'm like, oh. So I came in, made a cup of coffee, got dressed, brushed the teeth, do all that kind of stuff, sat down, and it's like, all right, 5:15, let's do it.
That's
but
great,
nah, yeah. So I'm a little tired the last 2 days.
Yeah, the whole week has been a little it's been tiring, man. Not just for the stock, but for me personally as well, man. It's been a exhausting week. I had a lot of things going on with work this week, but it's all good, man. I'm looking for a green day today, bro. It's things are looking up, things are looking promising. It's always looking promising. Always glass half empty, half empty. Half full, half full, half full. Not half empty, not half empty.
No, I'm with you. Let's see here. I'm just looking at it. We just hit the open. Let me just zoom this in because I switched it over. I got this bigger one that we could look at when we got guests on now.
Oh, you know they're gonna be red right here at the open and drop it hard like a bullet, like they usually do. They're gonna try at least.
Yep. No, I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. So what? Man. Like I said, I definitely look forward to you coming on, bro. Scotty texted me last night. He goes, hey, if this becomes a thing, I might have to, just make sure I'm ready no matter where I'm at on a Friday. I'm like, hey, man, it's a thing. This is a thing.
Yeah, like, I might be on a project site here one of these Fridays or something like that, hitting you live from the American Dream Mall or something, firing off a shot. But I'll always have one on me in my bag or something, so I'm ready to go on a Friday if I need to be.
Yep. No, absolutely.
What do you have? Do you have something warmed up today, or is it too early for you? It's early here, but I'm gonna do it.
It's never too early. You know what, Scotty? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put you on the big screen, and then I'm gonna go grab mine because I forgot it.
Cool. All right.
In the meantime,
I'll see what's going on here in the chat. It looks like a lot of Clovers up from the people here.
Oh, I meant to go on the what did I do here? There we go.
I know you put me up big time.
Yeah, there we go. I'll be right back, Scotty.
You got it, brother. Let's see. Co-creators saying what's up to you. It looks like Julio Cruz got some Clovers here in the chat. Cuckoo Bird firing off. Narwhal. all the regulars here. It's good to see some new faces too. Like I don't recognize this Jimmy Retro. Nice to see you. The D Worms membership has its privileges. He's in the house. Oh, Ego's always in the house. Yo, man, I love all you guys, man. It's good to see you. I'm so fired up today, man. It is Friday. Yo, there's some big horse racing on. I don't know if anybody's into thoroughbred horse racing. I love watching the horses. Some good stakes races on this weekend. I'm getting ready to rip on them, man. I'm going to probably, it's supposed to be some bad weather here in Jersey. So I'm going to probably take advantage of that bad weather and turn it into a positive, watch some horses this weekend on Saturday. Oh, man. What's going on here? Who's halted what? Josh Tetris. What got halted? Probably SPRT because I know that was running. Is that what it is? Let's see. I hope we start running soon, man. I really hope we do. Right now we're only down like a penny, it looks like, or so. So that's all right. That's no big deal. No skin off anybody's nose here or there. But man, I'm excited for today, man. I hope you guys are excited too. Oh, here's the coach is back in the house.
What's up, Coach? Hey, so I had to put it in a shot glass. So I got a little shot glass of we'll call it water. All right.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
I got work this afternoon.
So what do we got? Let's think about this here. What are we looking for today? I'm gonna do this because I want to be above 9 today. What do you think? Is that outlandish to say that?
I think anything over 850 is a victory, but let's get 9. Let's do it for 9. I don't think that's outlandish at all.
9. Let's go 9. Let's go 9. Here we go. Oh, it's nasty. Nasty, Coach. What did you have, Coach?
Just waters, some Crystal Geyser.
Yeah, this is some like nasty water that I had, real nasty, harsh.
I didn't catch what you had though. What did you have this morning?
It was a Smirnoff watermelon I chose. I figured it would be a good morning type thing. I had a strawberry one ready to go too. Maybe I'll get into that like right before Tar Heel goes on later this afternoon.
All right, yeah, I'll be oh, you know what? I gotta hit him up too. I'll be watching today. I got a minimum day, so I'm getting off work at 12 today. I'm getting off like right at power hour, so I'll be watching on my way home while I'm sitting in traffic and stuff. And
I hear you, man. I'm gonna be like, not only am I gonna be watching, but like I'm trying to finish up everything I got to do for the day. Now, my buddy made me a couple special cookies that I had I had about 3 of them last night. It really didn't do anything to me, but you know, I'll just stay here eating some cookies and you know, enjoying the day.
Absolutely, Scotty. Absolutely. Hey, Fluffer, I saw you did a membership. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you. And then Scotty, I'm gonna get out of here too. Try to get my kids going. Everybody else, thank you.
Everybody have a great day.
Everybody have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Take care, everybody.
Oh, I lost Scotty. He left. I was going to have him close. Well, either way, before we leave, Scotty, I love you, man. That was fun. So real quick, before we sign off, I do want to go over, you know, just some of the other, you know, what we're looking at. Like I said, when it comes to CLOV, specifically what we're looking at, you know, option chain wise, being able to close above 850 today, I think would be huge. You know, that would put a lot of calls in the money if we can potentially move up to 9. Anything like that to break that max pain, I think is going to be a win. And, you know, either way, we're looking at a positive week right now. You know, if we're able to hold these levels, obviously. Looking at Ortex data, although I don't think at this point, I think we're at that point where it doesn't really matter. I mean, I don't know what else we're going to see here in Ortex that's going to make us feel any different other than, you know, okay, so they're shorting it a little bit more today, but we know there's at least 63 million shares available, and that's pretty much what's being utilized right now. You know, that's the highest number we've seen, and if we take this 61.5 and add it to the 1.3, that's basically where we're at. Over here on iBorrow Desk, which I haven't even glanced at today. Our borrow desk doesn't want to work. Oh, there it goes. So they're showing 1.3 million. So a little bit of the shares returned. But either way, like we've been here. We're at that point where utilization's high. We're at that point where cost to borrow is increasing. You know, it's kind of that whole, whether you go with like Ghost analogy of the Mentos in the bottle, or the the coil analogy, or whatever, just any sort of, this stock has been compressed down for so long, at some point it's going to pop. They can't do it forever. And I think we're seeing that right now. And we're starting to see that we're in the reversal mode now. That's my thoughts, at least. Echo says, I feel like partying with Scotty Ends was sleeping on the lawn. Oh man. Narwhal dropping some clovers. What's up? Hey, so guys, I'm gonna there's Scotty. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to put Scotty. Every time Scotty comes on, I always put him in the let me see. I always put his Twitter up so everybody can go follow Scotty. So anybody who's on Twitter, this is Scotty's Twitter right here. He always drops some great videos leading up to the mornings he comes on the show. But it's right here. It's the real 99 cents S1, and that's Scotty. Go follow him. All 10,000 of you that are watching right now, go follow Scotty. All right. All you guys have a great day. More importantly, have a great weekend. If the volatility and everything's getting to you, don't even look at the computer on the weekend. Just, go enjoy time with your friends, your family, whatever you got to do. Get outside. We got some green coming. All right. I really believe that. And if you believe in the stock and the DD, don't stress yourself out. Just know what you're holding and enjoy the ride. Because one day, and I know we keep saying this, you're going to look back and say, man, you remember when Clover was trading at $8 and, we were worried about it going under 8. So anyways, that's my spiel on that. But also go follow Tar Heel Blue. I know he's in here, on the description of here. He's doing, he's going to be doing Power Hour later. Also I put Ghost's, YouTube channel in there. Please go follow his. Me and him are starting to put something together. We're going to have a show coming out pretty soon. So please go follow both of those guys. And again, thank you everybody. And thank you to those of you that joined. I know I don't even know how many of you guys joined today, but that was insane. That was awesome. I really appreciate the support. Can't wait to see you guys on Monday. All right.